Welcome back to Stoic Life Info. We dive into the hidden forces that shape human behavior. Let me ask you some Ethan. Have you ever wondered what trait really takes to captivate a woman's attention in a world full of distractions? It's not always about looks, money, or status. Even thou society loves to tell us that. No, it's deeper than that. It's about how you'll make her feel. In fact, most men have no clue just how powerful their words can be. They think they can impress a woman with surface-level compliments or grand gestures. But here's the truth. The right words, spoken at the right time, can leave a lasting impression and set you apart from every other guy she's ever met. But what are those right words? Today I'm revealing 8 powerful compliments that go beyond the typical shallow flattery. These compliments aren't about pretending to be assuming you're not. They're rooted in psychology, connection, and real emotional impact. These aren't the, hey, you're beautiful, or I like your dress kind of lines. No, this is about tapping into something deeper, something that will make her feel truly seen, respected, and drawn to you. But there's the brutal truth. If all you're doing is throwing out weak general compliments, you're just another forgettable face in her dims. But if you can master these 8 compliments, you'll stand out. You'll leave a lasting mark on her mind. So, if you're ready, take your attraction game to the next level and use the power of psychological insult to your advantage. Let's divine. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button if you're ready. Transform how you connect with Pipliusing the principles of Stoicism and human psychology. Every video brings you one step closer to mastering the art of attraction and influence. Compliment for own. That fragrance you're wearing is addictive. It smells amazing. Start with one of the most underrated, most powerful compliments you can give. A compliment on her fragrance. Why does this work? Well, scent is one oft most primal yet overlooked triggers in human attraction. Think about it. How many times have you caught a whiff of ascertained scent and been instantly tranced to a memory, a place, a rev, a person? That's because scent is directly tied to the brain's limbic system, the part responsible for emotions and memories. When you compliment a woman on her fragrance, you're not just saying you smell good. You're telling her that her scent lingers in your mind even after she's gone. That's an intoxicating thought. But here's where most men miss the mark. They throw out generic compliments like, you look nice, or that dress is pretty. While those may seem flattering, they're easily forgettable. On the other hand, when you notice the subtle details like the fragrance she's wearing, you're showing that you're paying attention to what makes her unique, and that's incredibly powerful. Now this is where Stoicism comes into play. A Stoic man knows the power of self-control. Doesn't speak just for validation. Every word he says is calculated, deliberate, and impactful. So when you say that fragrance you're wearing is addictive, you say it with confidence. Quiet, grounded confidence. You don't overdo it. You don't force that compliment. Say it like you mean it. And when you do, watch how her body language shifts. Her eyes will light up. Her smile will change. She remembered that. Compliment not just in the moment, but every time she wears that perfume again. That's the power of psychological trick. Compliment number 2. Your smile could brighten up an entire room. Let's dive into another powerful compliment that most men overlook. Her smile. But I'm not talking about just any smile. I'm talking about the kind of smile that changes the entire energy of a room. The one that can light up a space without her saying a word. This compliment goes beyond just acknowledging her physical beauty. You're recognizing something far deeper, her energy. Think about it. There are people you meet who instantly make you feel at ease. They walk into a room and the atmosphere just lightens. You find yourself smiling without even knowing. That's not just a smile. It's an energy, a vibe that resonates with the variant around them. And when you recognize that in a woman, you're telling her that her presence matters. But here's the catch. Most men never nod as this. They get caught up in shallow compliments about her physical features, but they miss the deeper layer. Her smile is a reflection of her inner world, her openness, her ability to bring positivity into any space. By telling her your smile could brighten your entire room, you're acknowledging her power to influence the atmosphere. To make people feel at ease just by being herself. Now, in the world of Stoicism, this is about awareness. Awareness off not only your own energy, but also off the energy others bring into your space. A Stoic man doesn't seek validation. He speaks straightforwardly with intentionality. So when you give this compliment, you're not just admiring her smile. You're recognizing her ability to shift the energy around her. And that's powerful. Compliment. So 3. I love how real you are. You don't try to fit in. You're just you. Let's get real for a moment in today's world. Authenticity is rare. We're constantly bombarded with filtered versions of people on social media, fake personas everywhere, and the pressure to fit in. But when you meet someone who's unapologetically themselves, someone who isn't afraid to be real in a world off masks, that's powerful.
When you tell a woman,
I love how real you are. Don't try to fit in. You're just you. You're recognizing a strength that most people shy away from. Authenticity, it's easy to conform. It's put on a mask and to be who society wants you to be. Butsomion, who dares to show up as their true self. That's someone who doesn't just stand out. They command respect. In a world full of shallow compliments about looks, when you tell her, I love how real you are. You're doing something rare. You're complimenting who she is on thine side, not just what she looks like on thou side. Let's be honest, realness is intimidating. It's hard to show up as your authentic self when the world is constantly pushing you to be something you're not. But when you notice and appreciate her authenticity, you're telling her that you see her for what she truly is, and that hits differently. This isn't a compliment about her beauty. This is about respect for the person she is beneath all the layers. This is where Stoicism and authenticity tie together. A Stoic man doesn't bend to societal expectations. He lives in alignment with his true self, no pretensions. And when you compliment a woman for being authentic, you're showing that you admire Theist. It takes to be real in a world full of fakes. That's the kind of woman, doesn't just try to impress others. She impresses you with her truth. Compliment number 4. I love the way you see the world. So unique, and it really makes me think. Now, let's talk about something rare and incredibly powerful. A woman's perspective. In a world full of people, just go through the motions. Stuck in their own little bubbles, there are those who see beyond the surface, challenge the status quo, and look at the world through a unique lens. Now when you notice that, when you acknowledge refreshing and thoughtful her perspective is, you've just tapped into something powerful. When you say, love the way you see the world. It's unique, and it really makes me think you're telling her that you value Hermond, not just her appearance. You're telling her that her thoughts have weight, that the way she interprets Theward isn't just interesting, it's a mything that makes you think deeper. This compliment goes far beyond the usual superficial praises. While Mossmen are busy complimenting a woman's body or face, you're focusing on what's inside. Her intellect, her critical thinking, her ability to see things from a different angle, and that's something rare. Yeah, people don't often appreciate a mean for how they think, but when you do, you're setting yourself apart from the crowd. Truth. Most people are afraid to think for themselves. They surround themselves with like-minded people, opinions, and experiences because it's easier. But when you encounter someone who doesn't just float along with the tide, someone who questions the obvious and sees the world from a fresh perspective, you can't help but be drawn to that energy. So, you tell her I love the way you see the world, you're not just complimenting her ability to think. You're telling her that her ideas emit her, and that's incredibly powerful. And this is where Stoicism comes in. Stoic man understands the importance of independent thought. He doesn't follow the crowd or just repeat what others say. He sees life clearly, and he admires that same clarity in others. So when you notice her unique perspective and compliment her for it, you're aligning yourself with a deeper philosophy. One that values wisdom and thoughtful, engine it with the world. Compliment number 5. I love your energy. It's contagious and makes me want to be the best version of myself. Energy is everything. You've been around those people who drain the life out of a room, haven't you? The kind of people will make you feel tired, anxious, or just empty. But then there are their shoe when they walk into a room. Their energy completely shifts the atmosphere. Suddenly you feel lighter. You feel inspired. You feel like you want to be better, do better, live better. That is kind of energy you're looking for. And when you recognize it in a woman, you've just tapped into something magnetic. When you tell her, I love her energy. It's contagious, and Maxim want to be the best version of myself. You're complimenting her vibe, her presence, not just her appearance. You're recognizing that she has the kind-off energy that doesn't just fill Therum, it commands it. Her presence isn't passive, it's active, and it drives you to rise to your own potential. Think about it. When you're around someone woes, constantly driven, inspired, and positive, it makes you want to level up. You want to be better. You want to take action. And when you recognize that in a woman, you're not just acknowledging her external beauty, you're recognizing her power to influence the people around her in a way that inspires growth. Harassed, harsh reality. Most people don't thrive that energy. They're stuck in mediocrity, stuck in their comfort zones. But someone who has that kind of infectious drive, that spark, they don't just exist, they create. They don't just live in the world, they improve it. When you tell her, I love your energy, you're recognizing the power that her presence has on your own growth. You're telling her that she's not just a pretty face. She's someone who makes you want to be better. And in the world of Stoicism, this aligns perfectly with the concept of self-mastery. The Stoics believe that we should surround ourselves with people who challenge us to rise, to become our best selves, and to live intentionally. So when you compliment her on her energy, you're not just acknowledging her vibrance. You're honoring her ability to help others become the best versions of themselves too. Compliment 6. You're honestly one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met. You really care about others, and it shows. What a world that often values self-interest over selflessness. Being truly thoughtful is a rare and powerful trait. That type. The people who are too busy with their own needs and desires to notice when someone else needs help. A kind word, or just a little bit of attention. But then there are those who genuinely care. They go out of their way to measure. Others feel valued, seen, and heard. And when you recognize that in a woman, you're tapping into a quality that speaks to depth, integrity, and empathy. When you tell a woman you're honestly one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met, you really care about others, and it shows. You're complimenting her character. We're recognizing her ability to think beyond hers, to notice the needs of others, to remember the little details, and toke on them with genuine care. That's not something you hear every day. And most women don't get complimented for their character as much as they get complimented for their looks. The brutal truth is most people are too wrapped up in their own lives to even notice when someone else needs help. But when you recognize her thoughtfulness, you're assuring her that you see the real value in who she is. Not just what she looks like, but who she truly is on thine side. This isn't just about paying lip service to her good deeds, about entering her actions and recognizing the integrity it takes to consistently put hers first, even when no one is looking. In the world of Stoicism, we talk about virtue, about living a life guided by wisdom, courage, and integrity. So when you recognize her thoughtfulness, you're not just acknowledging something she does, you're honoring her virtue. And that's a compliment that resonates on a much deeper level. Compliment 7. I love how driven you are. Your sense of purpose is seriously inspiring. Let's talk about drive. The fire thought pushes people to keep going, no matter how hard life gets. You've seen it before. People who wake up every day with a sense of purpose, a mission fire, relentlessly pursuing. It's not about instant gratification or the next quick fix. It's about building something real, something meaningful. And when you see that in a woman, you should acknowledge it, because that's a trait thought sets her apart from the crowd. When you say, I love how driven you are, your sense of purpose is seriously inspiring. You're recognizing her passion, her ambition, and the fact that she's not just going through the motions. She's out there building something real. She's out there making her dreams a reality, no matter the obstacles. That's a quality that should have celebrated, because in today's world, far too many people are content with simply getting by. But someone who've driven there, a force to be reckoned with. Think about it. Ambition isn't just about chasing money or status. It's about having the grit, the resilience, and the focus to keep moving forward when everything else seems to be and when you tell her that you admire her drive, you're telling her you see all the hard work, the sacrifices, and the late nights she's put in to get where she is. You're recognizing that relentless pursuit of her goals. From a Stoic perspective, this aligns perfectly with the idea of thriving intentionally. A Stoic doesn't settle for mediocrity or for life to happen to them. They create their own path, and they pursue it with everything they've got. When you recognize a woman's drive, you're acknowledging that she's a woman who has control over her life, who is actively shaping her future, and that's something worth honoring. Compliment. Number 8. You have this incredible way of making people feel comfortable and truly valued. Let's talk about emotional intelligence, that rare, almost magical ability some people have to make others feel truly seen, heard, and understood. We live in a world full of people trying to out each other, proving their worth, or building facades to seem more important than they really are. But someone who has emotional intelligence, someone who can walk into a room and immediately make others feel comfortable, is someone who stands apart from the crowd. When you tell a woman you have this incredible way of making people feel comfortable and truly valued, you're recognizing her impact, not just her outward appearance, but the deeper energy she brings into every interaction. This compliment isn't about physical beauty. It's about the way she makes others feel. It's a safe space she creates for others to be real without fear, judgment, or insecurity. Let's get real for a second. How many people do you know who can genuinely make others feel seen? It's not as common as it should. Most people are too consumed with their own insecurities to pay attention to the needs of others. But someone who has emotional intelligence knows how to read the room, adjust their energy, and create a space where others feel valued. They make everyone feel like they matter, like they are enough. In Thorold of Stoicism, this touches on through of empathy. The Stoics thought to truly connect with others, we must understand their humanity and foster respectful, meaningful relations. When you compliment her for making people feel valued, you're acknowledging her ability to bring people together, to create a sense of belonging, and to help others feel like they are truly seen. In a world that often prioritizes superficiality, this compliment goes deeper than anything she's likely heard before. And there you have it. 8 powerful compliments that go beyond surface-level flattery. This aren't just throwaway lines to impress Immune. These compliments are designato. Make a real impact to show her to see her for who she truly is. It's not just her looks, but the depth of her character, the energy she brings, and the mind she has. Here's the truth. In a world full of people trying to impress others with fake compliments and shallow gestures, these are the words that will make you stand out. They're not about trying too hard to win her approval. They're about acknowledging her true value in a way that most people will never do. When you use these compliments, you're not just trying to get her attention. You're building a connection based on respect, admiration, and real understanding. But before you go, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these compliments would you actually use in a conversation? Or even better, type this in the comments. Words have power, and know how to use them, so it'll help lock in what you've learned and boost engagement with the community. And if you found these compliments powerful, wait until you see the impact of Thorite words first thing in the morning. Click on the video popping up on your screen to learn about 7 good morning texts that no woman can ignore. Trust you don't. Want to miss this one? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear these words. Till next time, keep your words intentional and your presence powerful.